Lost 4, I won 4.
I'm a world champion, bro.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
5 world champions.
You can't pay rent with those.
YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul is back, and on August 29th, he'll be facing off against mixed martial artist fighter Tyron Woodley. 39-year-old Woodley is a former UFC welterweight champion, weighing in at 170 pounds, and has taken on some of the best fighters in the world in his almost 20-year career. But it seems there is more at stake than normal. The loser, it was announced at a recent press conference, will get a tattoo that reads, "I love the winner's name." There's been drama, there's been trash talk, there have been weird moments already. We're bringing all that and more coming up. Let's check out some of the best and worst trash talk moments. But before we get into the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the new content we post.
Fake a hymen injury. Guess what?
We'll see.
Don't, where your trainers at? Don't hit him too hard.
As you would expect, the trash talk has started already. Jake Paul announced on his Instagram that he will be fighting Woodley on the 29th of August. Tyrone's a seasoned fighter who has fought the best MMA fighters in the world, but will be dropped by a Disney teen star in 2 rounds, he taunted. He was still in a confident mood when the pair addressed the media after the fight was confirmed. "Let's make a new bet right now. If I beat you, you have to get 'I love Jake Paul' tattooed on you. If you beat me, I get 'I love Tyron Woodley' tattooed on me. And you have to post it on your Instagram. Deal or no deal," he teased. Are you confident or not? This guy has no confidence. They shook hands, made the official bet, and Paul posed a question to his 4+ million followers on Twitter, whether Woodley should get the tattoo on his forearm, face, chest, or calf. He went on to claim that Tyrone would be the laughing stock of the internet and that he would beat his opponent inside 3 rounds. Let's hope he doesn't have to eat his words.
He's talking about a career. He don't have a career. You can't have 3 fights and talk to me about a career. That's a warm-up to me.
Next up, more confident words from Paul. "I'm going to take him into deep waters and make him drown. This is my make or break fight. This is my toughest fight by far, and that's what I want," Paul said. "I want to increase my opponent's skill level and challenge myself. He was boxing when I was on the Disney Channel." He concluded, "I think the secret's out of the bag. I'm sparring some of the best fighters in the world, and when I knock out Tyron, people will say I'm the real deal. I'm going to take him into deep waters and make him drown. This is my make or break fight." But Tyron Woodley is giving as good as he gets.
Who's your coach? Is it Pedro Diaz? Is it Eric Brown? Is it Floyd Mayweather? You're bouncing around coaches like you do baby mamas. How many kids you got now?
Jake better be planning the ambulance. The former UFC champion recently went live on social media to give fans a sneak peek into his life as he continues to train for the showdown. Appearing at a training center, he hung out with some of the local kids, talking them through some of their upcoming fights and laughing and joking about his flashy car before the kids raised the topic of the fight with Paul. "You gon' knock down Jake Paul? This is Jake Paul," falls to the ground. "And this is T," they laughed, throwing punches in the air. He spent a good 10 minutes with the kids, encouraging them and talking about their training. It's clear that the fighter is a great influence for the local community. And then he had some kind words to say as he headed back in to train. "My homies from the gym here, they're grounding every single day," he said. "For me, the kids really do it. Sometimes you start training and you get caught up in the day-to-day, and that, oh, I don't really want to do this, you can take your mind off the goal at hand. But the kids really put it back in perspective for me. They've got your back. They're rooting for you, and they want you to win." It's clear that despite all of the trash talk and the banter with Paul, Woodley loves the sport and is making a huge difference for the kids coming up into the ring.
Younger, faster, better, stronger.
Weaker.
Younger, faster, better, stronger.
So, what about Paul? Why does he want to fight? Let's go back to the beginning. Jake and his brother Logan carved a career for themselves on YouTube with their notoriously controversial channels. At the start of 2020, Jake's channel boasted about 20 million subscribers with titles such as Oil Floor Slip Prank on Hot Roommates, Last One to Get Arrested Wins $25,000, and I Cheated on My Wife prank. Then, apparently out of nowhere, Paul decided to turn to boxing. According to a Rolling Stone article, he is simply addicted to the competition and the lifestyle that comes with the sport. "Showing up and working your butt off, being alert," Paul said when asked why he loved fighting. "I don't know what else could really compare to being a professional fighter. I think it's probably the hardest thing you could possibly do."
You want to go back and play Fortnite and Atari and play tic-tac-toe as well? Or you want to fight?
So that's what the competition looks like. But what else are they saying? "You're bouncing around coaches like you do baby mamas. How many kids you got now?" Paul threw at Woodley at the press conference held about the fight. "I'm going to bounce your brain off your skull," he promised. Everything you just scripted at home and practice in the mirror, you're shaking while you're saying it, Tyrone retorted. This is a fight. This ain't a play fight. This is for real. He had a point. Jake seems to be biting at the heels of men who have been in the sport for far longer than him. Let's talk about money and talk about clout, because when we talk about fighting, you shouldn't be talking in the same sentences as me, Woodley said. I'm in the Hall of Fame already, and I'm going to make history by bouncing your head off the mat.
I needed harder opponents. That's why we chose Woodley. Hopefully he can bring me a good fight.
At the press conference, Tyron Woodley appeared to not be interested in the hype around Jake Paul and the games that the vlogger was playing. I think what he's doing is trying to, I'm a Disney, I'm a vlogger, I'm fighting seasoned veteran UFC champion, it's all just in case. It's all just a backup excuse for when I wax you in that ring. That's all it is. Be a fighter, he continued. This is going to look like a fight. There's a lot of fights taking place, and if you're thinking this is bad for the sport, this is going to look like a fight. I'm not just going to walk out there and swing 2 punches and have everyone think I'm going to knock him out in 2 minutes. This is a real fight. I'm training like I'll be fighting Mike Tyson. Don't fall for the BS.
Listen up. How you gonna if you're so confident, if you win, I'll double your purse. How you gonna do it? If you win, I'll double your purse.
The pair then took questions from the audience. You've never been in a fight of this scale, which is why this is the biggest payday of your life, Paul said to Woodley, when asked about the pressure surrounding the fight. And you know that the whole MMA community is counting on you to knock me out and to beat me. When you lost to Gilbert Burns, when you lost to all those guys, you had built-in excuses. Oh, they were the best. What happens when you lose to Jake Paul? You're going to be the laughing stock of the internet. Paul was then asked how he felt when the two stood face-to-face for a photo shoot. I saw fear in his eyes, he said. I saw a man who just accepted a fight, mostly for a paycheck. I saw a man who doesn't really have fight left in him. I saw a man who has been defeated multiple times now, and who will be finished and sent into retirement by YouTube Disney star boxer. But Woodley won't be going down easily. I mean, Jake's a fan, so he's seen all of my fights. He says all that because it sounds cool, but at the end of the day, he's talking about a career. I have a career. He's just said that I'm a seasoned striker. How would you know that I'm a seasoned striker without watching? He just took somebody's word for it? No, he's watching. He's going to watch me punch him right in the face, he continued. He's going to look in his corner. He's going to look at his coaches and be like, you lied to me. You told me I could beat him. You told me he was old. You told me he was washed up. The verbal spar went on for a little bit longer, with the two exchanging threats and promises. But the truth is, we won't know for sure whether Paul can live up to his words until the two get into the ring in August. So, what do you think? Is Tyron a washed-up fighter? Or has he got enough left in him to knock Paul out the ring? Is Jake more than a Disney star? Or will he crawl back to his corner? Let us know what you think in the comments. Did the two play a good game at Trash Talk? Who are you placing your bets on? What do you think of Jake's move to boxing? Let us know. But for now, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching.